Alright, so a fair coin is tossed 5 times, and we want to determine the probability of getting exactly 3 heads in a row at some point during the 5 tosses. So consider when this 3 heads in a row situation happens. So we have 5 coins, 5 tosses. It can happen for case 1, where we have heads, heads, heads here. Case 2, where we have the heads, heads, heads to happen here, and case 3, where we have the heads, heads, and heads to happen here. So consider each case, sum it up, and we have our answer. So consider case 1. We have precisely 3 heads in a row, so what could these 2 remaining flips be? Well, obviously, this one cannot be a head, otherwise we have 4 in a row, and we have exactly 3 heads. So this is impossible. This has to be a tail. But what about this one? It could be a heads, right? And it will still preserve the 3 in a row. So it could be heads or it could be tails. It doesn't matter. So there's 2 choices for the 5th toss. There are 1 choice for the 4th toss. So what is the probability of such a case happening? Well, for the first 3 slots, so I'll number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 3 tosses have to be heads. Each has a half chance of happening, so it's half to the 3rd. Now we have a case where we can have heads, 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 tail, heads, or heads, 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 tail, tail. So what this basically means is for the 4th one, it has to be tails, so that's a half chance. And for the 5th one, well, there's 2 options. We need to choose one option, heads or tails, and the option has a half chance of happening. So this is going to be our probability of case 1 happening. Now, what about the probability of case 2 happening? Well, if I number the sequence of tosses again, it's very easy to see that the first toss cannot be heads. Otherwise, we have, 4 heads in a row. That's impossible. So this has to be a tails. And by the same logic, this cannot be a heads. Otherwise, we have 4 in a row. We have to have precisely 3 in a row. So this has to be tails. So basically, each of the given cases, right, heads, heads, tails, whatever, each has a half chance of happening. So that's half to the 5th. What about case 3? Well, by symmetry for case 1, right, this slot 2 it has to be tails, but slot 1 could be heads or tails, doesn't matter. So basically, this is the same probability as case 1, so this is just case 1's probability again. So sum it up and we have our answer. So 2 times C1 plus C2 is equal to 2 times, well, if we simplify this, that becomes 2 times half to the 5th, right? And then we add that with C2. C2 is half to the 5th. So factor out half to the 5th. So factor that out, and we can get 4, right, plus 1. That's 5 over 2 to the 5th, which is 32, and that will be your final answer.